What's up, y'all? This is Big Mike hitting you again. Um, you know, I came to when this fight was finally announced about a month ago, a little over a month ago. I may have been a little bit too enthusiastic. I was thinking this fight could do close to 4 million pay-per-view buys. I thought that if this thing was just uh, pushed the right way and it was presented as the right way to the masses, to people who wouldn't even be interested in this fight, the right way this fight could to just obliterate whatever expectations most people have. But now, with 3 weeks left until the fight's scheduled, I'm starting to have some doubts as to how successful this bout's going to be on a financial level. Um, I keep hearing this fight's going to be the richest in history, and it probably still will be. But I'm a little bit concerned about some things, man. Um, I think that I think that I'm pretty good at judging enthusiasms and trends and whatnot. Just to make a reference, a comparison, even though it's not sports related. I remember the 2012 election, and I remember how so many people thought this election was just going to be a nail biter. You know, Romney might win the popular vote but lose the electoral college, and Obama might be weakened because he possibly might barely win. How can he win? How can he have a mandate if he doesn't win the popular vote and whatever? And I just got a sense from looking at the polls. I thought the polls were flawed because a lot of those polls don't track people with cell phones. Also, a lot of people who would vote don't have access to phones, and a lot of those people actually are of Hispanic origin, who we all know tend to vote for Obama by at least a 2-to-1 margin. And I just thought a lot of those polls were inaccurate, and even in my home state, I saw a lot of enthusiasm for Mr. Obama. And also, unlike a person like Jimmy Carter, whose support was soft in 1976, it was more of a reaction to the corruption of the Republican Party vis-a-vis Watergate. Obama has a strong support. Uh, you took all of the things that happened in 2012 as opposed to 2008. The economy still wasn't doing well. Obama's popularity was dropping, and he only seated 2 states out of the 28 that he had carried before. So, and I was one of the few people that said I thought Obama could win by as many as 4 points, which he ultimately did. No one was thinking that, you know. But anyway, I'm going back to this, right? This boxing match, and I'm gauging it to the interest that I'm seeing. And I don't see it. I don't see the same interest in this fight that I used to see back in the 90s, early 2000s when it pertains to boxing. I remember being a teenager. I remember being a younger adult in my early 20s, and whenever they're talking about heavyweight fights and whatnot, and I remember when they were talking about Tyson fighting Evander Holyfield, and they'd be like, for instance, they'd be talking about the barbershop, and you could hear people saying shit like, "Man, you crazy if you think Evander Holyfield gonna beat Tyson, man. He just lost the boat, man. He got a heart problem. I don't know why he fighting. He gonna lose. He gonna die." And people like, "I don't know, man. Tyson don't look the same, man. I think Holyfield, if he come in right, man, he can do something. And you can hear these guys talking for the duration of the time you're in the barbershop about boxing, and they'll make the historical comparisons. The older people, at the time we were in their 50s and older, they compare Tyson and Holyfield to the yesteryear fighters, and it was interesting, and you learned something. Today, we have a less informed sports uh, sports atmosphere and sports fans. They're not as engaged anymore. And whenever I was talking about Mayweather-Pacquiao, it's not the same passion. It's not the same interest. They're not talking about these guys. I remember going to the barbershop a couple of weeks ago, and I was trying to bring up some conversation about it, and all I heard was people complaining about the price of the fight, and they really weren't interested in the fight. They really weren't. And they said, well, I might go to a sports bar, but that's about it. That's not the same excitement level outside of boxing fans. And I have to say this. The YTBC, all right, you guys out here, 78 Sports TV, Ego Sports, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, all right, Bringer of Rain Boxing Talk, all right, D-Styles, Divine Sense, all right, all you guys are doing a far better job of promoting this fight than the actual people who should be out there promoting this fight, Mayweather and Pacquiao. And it's true. They're not even, I mean, why aren't these guys out here promoting this fucking fight, man? There is so much, these guys are just, I mean, I understand, look, they're getting busy, training for the fight. So fucking what? Other fighters have done the same thing, and they still had time to go out and promote the damn fight. Especially for Mayweather, because he's his own promoter. You know, I don't buy this thing about what their name's going to, sell the fight itself. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if this thing doesn't make 3 million pay-per-view buys. I mean, I tell you, the stratagems that are seen in political campaigning are far better than the stratagems I'm seeing for this one. All right, it got to the point, because I live in Virginia, it's a swing state. It got to the fucking point where by the end of October of 2012, man, every other fucking commercial was about why I shouldn't vote for Romney, why I shouldn't vote for Obama. They were beating into my fucking head to vote. It's the most important thing you're going to do in your fucking life. Vote November 6th or you're going to fucking die. Alright? So, I mean, I got to the point where I just couldn't wait for that day to come so I could just vote and get this shit over with. Alright? I just keep making a comparison because they need to drill into people's heads. You got to see this fucking fight. The promotion sucks. The promotion of this fight just sucks, man. Outside the YTBC. And the YTBC, we're talking about it, actually, I talk about it, here or there, but the real boxing channels, they talk about it, all right? These guys are not really promoting this fight very well, in my opinion, and I just hope that the numbers aren't somewhat disappointing after May 2nd. I think it's going to do very well, but it may not do what people think it's going to do. You know what I'm saying? I remember certain movies in the past that were going to be certifiable blockbusters, historical blockbusters, and they didn't quite do what people thought they were going to do because they relied only on, they didn't do the right promotions, and they relied only on, this person's going to be in this film, and so therefore this film's going to do what we think it's going to do just because of that. Let the film sell itself. So I just hope that this fight does well, both financially as well as aesthetically, as far as viewing it, because I'm starting to get a little frustrated with certain things, man. Peace.